Principles or personalities? By Ogden Kraut. The day will come when every saint must learn to walk by sheer naked principles alone, without bringing either men or their individual actions into the question at all. Mill. Star 2708. Preface. The world is in dire need of valiant men of God, men who have the power of personal conviction and testimony, men who esteem true principles more precious than possession or position. How rare is the man who lives in the light of revelation, whose moral virtue is to serve the Lord before any other. His purchase of eternal glory comes by allowing no man to come between him and his God. His valor is submission to the Lord, and his valiancy to principles becomes a hallmark for celestial attainment. How refreshing to see a man who is not willing to surrender heaven's choice principles to a society whose moral fiber is woven with the threads of dark age mysticism and political servitudes. Those who are lame need a crutch, the semi-blind need glasses, but for some strange reason the spiritually weak seem to need each other. But righteous men and prophets are not in servitude to other men, nor do they want anyone in servitude to them. The mind was never meant to be subjected to compulsion or dependence on others. The man who surrenders his mind to another is as guilty as the man who seeks to control it. Those who are willing to make such submissions are either physical slaves or spiritual parasites. That man who must be spiritually fed by another is like a baby that is spoon-fed on the milk of the gospel. If he believes in such dependency, he will lose his spiritual dignity. It is with sadness that such century-old philosophies are so popular, and that they are being accepted by those who should know better. How vain is the assumption that a man's safest course to salvation is unwavering submission to a pope or a president of the church, by assuming that God will never allow them to err, that they are empowered in that office with a form of infallibility. Of late, Mormonism is being influenced by an old Catholic tradition that, as soon as a man is placed at the head of the church, he obtains some mystical transformation of spiritual security. But a humble man is one who only desires to serve the Lord. He doesn't care who has spoken, but rather what is spoken. He measures and respects men for the true principles they advocate, but his heart and his service is in the Lord. The laws of the community, the laws of the land, or the laws of the world, are secondary to the laws of God. He knows there are no bargain basement principles of the gospel, and to obtain the blessings of celestial glory, he must pay the same price with the same principles that all the prophets have had to pay. His trust, then, is in the Lord and not in the arm of flesh. The author.